You're listening to the Kick Your Boots Up podcast, where we swap stories of the West. Whether you're just waking up or getting in for the day, come on in and kick your boots up. Hey everybody, thanks for listening to the Kick Your Boots Up podcast. We're here for another episode, and boy are you in for a treat. But before we get started, you know I've got to remind you, please like, subscribe, share with all your friends. This is going to be an episode you don't want to miss out on, plus there's going to be some high quality content. So just disclaimer there. But before we get started, I've got to tell you a little bit about these guys here. You know, it's not very often that we get to do a lot of internal tooting our own horns here at Justin, and we have two of Justin's finest, and I say finest loosely.
Oh, nice. Already got one of the hits.
These guys they come highly recommended to be humor, and the cool thing about them is they're in completely opposite parts of the United States. We have Andrew Pipkin to my right, and he's actually in Georgia, Florida, covers those territories. So thank you for being here, Andrew.
Thank you for having us.
We'll get to know a little bit more about him in a second. Also, we have Michael Bachkanji, who covers 3 states, Oregon, Washington, and Alaska. Thank you so much, Michael, for being here. That we're going to get to share their different insights on what it's like in the different parts of the United States. I mean, Florida, for crying out loud, Oregon, there's a lot to talk about there. So we're just going to dive right on in, and I've got to ask you first, Michael. You originally started with an accounting numbers degree. So how does that translate to what you do now? I mean, I know sales is all numbers, but tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, went to University of Oregon, got my bachelor's in economics and minored in business, and really it's just a kickstart into the world of business. And being a sales rep, you are your own business owner almost. I mean, you're running your territories to the best of your ability and trying to dive into the numbers and see what's working and seeing what's not working. And so it translates pretty well. It does. But it's just a little bit more fun than my economics classes. So
definitely.
Yeah.
And I've got to ask, Bachkanji, did you have a hard time spelling your name when you were a child?
No. That one came pretty easy for me. I was pretty intelligent as a kid. Not sure what happened, but the first day of class was always interesting. You know, I'm at the top of the list, BACH, always at the top of the list for the chart, attendance chart. So the teacher was always, they'd say Michael, and they'd say "buh," and I would just stop him there. Here, I'm here, and it would always end here. Kind of start there.
Well, okay, so you have a daughter now. You have two?
Yeah.
2 daughters? Just
one daughter, one son.
One. Okay. So now you have to
one
start.
of each.
You have to teach them
Just how I planned it.
How to say and spell the last name. Do you have any tips there? What are you going to do? What's your game plan?
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe just scramble it all up and try to make them figure it out. You know.
Baptism by fire.
Yeah, they definitely respond well to food. They're very food motivated.
They're
so
like dogs.
Yeah, very similar to dogs. So I think we'll start, somewhere with treats, and we'll go from there.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Some Cheerios, that works. Andrew, how about you? I mean, something that you guys don't know out there is not only is he a sales rep, but your degree was in architecture, master's at that. So you had a plan. You were going to build buildings, construct, structures. And then tell us your story. How did you get at Justin and selling boots, and how does that translate? Is designing and selling boots very similar to that?
Yeah, so I started, had an undergraduate degree in architecture at University of Florida. Worked.
Gators, right?
Oh, yeah. Go Gators, baby. Worked in Dallas for a couple years at an architecture firm, and then went down to Texas A&M for my master's, where I also did a focus in historic preservation. Within that, unfortunately, the housing market crash happened. Had a really good close friend of mine from University of Florida that was actually a Tony Lama rep, Cole Carter.
Shout out.
Oh, yeah. Got to give him a shout out. He was working the territory in Florida, Georgia for Tony Lama at the time, and told me there's an opportunity to interview for a sales trainee position at Justin. I kind of looked at it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and here I am 12 years later.
Oh, yeah, and you're killing it.
So it's been fun.
And since you mentioned Florida, Georgia, and you say it just like that, I've got to ask the most iconic question ever. Have you ever met Florida, Georgia line?
I've never met them. No. I've been to the bar, Florida, Georgia line. Or Bama, I guess was it Bama line?
Maybe.
You've crossed the Florida,
Bama.
Georgia line
I've crossed
a
the
few
Florida,
times.
Georgia line
I
several
hope.
times.
Yeah.
Shane, if you're listening, I hope he's crossed the line. Went into Georgia
Definitely crosses the line, for sure.
Okay, so to have a little bit of fun, to get to know you guys a little bit better, I've got to ask, if we were going to have a movie about your life, Justin's going to produce it, what actors would play you? And would you be the main character? Would you be a supporting character of your life? What's the outlook we're going to take here?
I mean, it's got to be a main character, but I'm thinking something like
Oh, it's.
You know,
I think
Zach Galifianakis or something like that.
Will Ferrell.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be a comedy for sure.
The two of you both. Who's who?
Oh, I'm Will Ferrell for
Okay.
sure. Or John C. Riley.
There you go. Yeah, I'm just I mean, it's basically like Step Brothers.
We're shake and bake all day long.
all day.
Yeah.
Yes. The tuxedos. I know we were joking a little bit after or before the podcast, but really, you guys were considering expensing tuxedos just for this podcast. And I want to say I appreciate that a lot. I really need this excitement from the podcast, so thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got the interview. We had to kind of do the interview scene.
Yeah. And we wimped out. You know, it's just the nerves getting to us. The spotlight.
Oh,
It's
right.
bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bright.
And that's why you didn't.
We don't
wear
want to steal your
tuxes.
shine, too.
Thank
you make
you.
the show. You are the show. So
Oh my gosh! Stop.
it's yours.
whatever.
Yeah, we don't want our stars to rise too fast.
Plus,
know-
my bag was already 52 pounds, and so
50's
I had
the
to.
cutoff.
I was the guy unzipping at the counter and pulling stuff out. Yeah,
That's so embarrassing.
it is. But you know what? 7 a.m. Portland, Oregon. I don't really care.
You know, most girls have that problem. We have jewelry, we have boots, we have all the things. But what's your deal? What's so heavy in your suitcase? Are you bootlegging some alcohol across the line, or what?
Couple pair of boots. Mostly just all the dress clothes. You
Yeah.
know, you have to dress for success every day and have a different outfit. So I think that's what took up most of the weight.
Yeah, that's fair. Rightfully so.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are a fun group, and I know your guys' celebrity lookalikes or the stars in your movies have a lot of fun together, and they listen to music. There's a lot of car karaoke and stuff. So what is your favorite pump-up song? I'm going to ask you first, Michael.
Pump up song. I mean, I have a lot of songs. I love music, but I'd say "Blow" by Chris Stapleton and Bruno Mars.
Okay.
That will get you pumped up. Listen to that right now and tell me that you're not pumped up.
Holy cow, that's a good
Yeah.
one. I didn't even think about that.
It's hard. It's hard
Yeah,
to think of one,
okay. Blow, okay.
I bet it's Tootsie Roll by 69 Boys.
but ooh,
I mean, it's a classic.
yeah. He's
So,
throwing it back, and I
You
like
know,
that.
you know what my next question is for you guys, though, right? You have to put on a performance of your pump-up song. So give us like a little line from Blow.
Give you a line from Blow.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I can't do it.
Are you afraid your wife's going to see this and embarrass
Oh,
the
she's
family
definitely
name?
going to see this. She's already told me she's going to see this.
Yeah,
she
same.
will watch it over and over. My daughter will probably mention it.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll just try to keep it the least embarrassing
You're
as
going to
possible.
keep the role model status.
Yeah, role
I don't
model.
blame you.
Yeah.
How about you? Are you going to give it a try?
What,
Tootsie,
a little
Tootsie
line?
Roll? Yeah.
Cotton candy, sweet as gold. Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
Yep. I like it.
I mean, if you can't get pumped up to that,
Magical music.
then
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Better man than me.
I appreciate
Proud of
that,
you.
guys. Yeah, thank you for that. And I've got to get a little bit serious because I'm genuinely curious, and I think that people are out there are too. A lot of people in sales got to start somewhere, and I asked you a little bit about how you got started, but what do you think was like the biggest thing you learned when you first got started as sales reps? You started traveling in your territories. You're going on 8 years here?
12 years.
12 years
Yep.
here. Okay, so you've got some experience, both of you do, very similar timelines. What's the one thing that you can throw us down with some wisdom on, like, you learned this, you rose above. It can be embarrassing, that's okay.
So when I was, I did about 4 months of training in the office, and I'd go travel with some reps, for that time period. Lynn Lasky, which is one of the great Justin reps, I did a lot of work with him at some of the horse shows in Oklahoma. And the best advice he ever gave me was selling is a lot like shaving, a little bit every day, or else you turn into a bum.
Ooh.
So it was kind of one of those, like, he did make the point, he goes, not a lot. Don't go, you don't have to go work a lot, but a little bit every day.
It's a Lasky-ism right there.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, he's the man.
Oh.
He's the man.
No, that's very solid advice, especially
Yeah.
I think of like our young Owen Walker that's really only been a sales rep for 6 months, truly. I know a lot of you guys love to give him a hard time and some
Have to.
hazing, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but that's like, I think I've heard you say something very similar to him in the past, so that's really good.
Can he shave, though? Is he old enough? He's a grown face wearer yet, or not?
I don't think so. It's babyface Owen.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
Maybe next year.
I'd say you really just learn as you go, and you learn from your mistakes, just like in your life. That's just how it works. And I went out kind of the same deal. I was out just traveling with manager at the time, doing some training and visiting some small accounts in California. And we had gone in the office. We had gone through the kind of our line release and how we're going to present the whole line release. And I practiced it and got it down. And then we visited a feed store this small feed store in California, and I'm trying to show them the whole line, but I'm showing, I'm trying to get them to buy fashion boots, and I'm showing this higher end stuff, but I wasn't considering the fact that you need to know your audience and where I am. And I was like, so you don't think you can, sell this fashion boot? And of course she's like, no, look around. We just need a good waterproof, muck boot. And I said, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so, I learned pretty quick just to know your audience, and that really paid off for me. So.
Talk about humble beginnings, right?
Yeah.
Like that was a humbling moment. You're like, oh crap, okay,
Yeah.
I'll figure that out. Well, that's kind of fun too, seeing the accounts that are coming in here and you're getting to meet with them. You'll go from full on work product only because they want something that works, that's waterproof, that'll get the job done, to some that get to have a little bit more fun, a little bit of flexibility. So what's it like doing that? Like the diversity there, you have to kind of be well versed in both areas, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to wear a lot of different hats, we like to say.
Yep.
Or a lot of different boots, we should say.
Yeah.
It's just, there are so many different accounts. It is very diverse, like you said. And, when you run around in your territory for long enough, you get to understand where people are and what kind of accounts you're visiting. So, you can kind of model your attire or the assortment that you're going to bring into the store that day. You just model around who they are. So specify it to that account.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's something. It really just takes time to pick that up. Being in the field, constantly doing that. You get the personalities of the accounts you're working with, the customers, and like Michael said, knowing that audience and knowing it inside and out on both sides of of the aisle.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big part of it for sure. I think you guys both do that really well in your each respective areas. So I've got to ask you then a little bit about the trends in your areas. So obviously very different. Florida is probably traditionally, as they say, stereotypical sunny, warm. There's a lot of retirees, a lot of vacationers, tourists, and the whole state as a whole. And then same with you, Oregon, Washington, Alaska area, very different. So let's talk about that. Style trends, what do you guys see differently from each other? We'll start with you, Andrew.
So in Florida, Georgia's generally probably 4 to 5 years behind, say, your Texas, Oklahoma on the style trends.
Ooh.
So, the broad square toe took a while to really take hold and get in that area. Obviously, now it's there. We're seeing a little bit more round toe, but your round toe product is still kind of a constant East Coast look overall. But a lot of it's just work boots. Probably one of the biggest misconceptions of Florida in general is, because of the retirees, because of the beach, you're not selling a lot of boots. Well, there's a lot of boots being sold in Florida because, pretty much outside the coastal areas, everything inside, everybody's wearing
Ton of
our
industry
boots.
up there.
Ton of industry.
Yeah. Down there.
A lot of agriculture. I mean, at one point it was I think it had the largest herd of mama cows in the country,
Wow.
in Florida, which is, I think Florida's largest export at one point was beef cattle.
Beef. See, I was going to say oranges. I would expect
Oranges obviously are a big one, but beef cattle as well. It's kind of an understated industry that people don't really necessarily know about
Yeah.
or associate with Florida.
That's a cool fun fact, too.
That is a good fun fact. And actually, similarly, Oregon, Washington tends to be about 5 years behind the trends of the core market, Texas. So that's interesting. I learned that. I didn't expect that. But, Oregon, Washington, very diverse. And it's really split right down the Cascade Mountain Range. So the west side of the state, you have your big cities, the Seattle, the Portland, Eugene, and, that's a lot of fashion. And, you'll have your summer rodeo fans that are dressing up that don't normally wear boots all year long, but when summer comes around and all the concerts and the rodeos start coming around, they're getting into their cowgirl boots. And then, kind of on the reverse side of that is the east side of the state and states, and that's very core market cowboy. It's almost, you're in the Tri-Cities, Washington, and it's pickup trucks and square toes, and it makes me feel like I'm back home in Fort Worth. So, very diverse, and I have to carry a lot of different bags and be ready for everything. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for sharing a little bit about your lives and what you get to do in your day-to-day. And I feel like you guys are too fun of people to let a moment go to waste. So I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to play a game with you guys if you're down. Luckily, disclaimer, I gave them a little bit of prep, and you guys will understand why in a second. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to play a game, and they're going to try not to laugh. I'm going to try not to laugh, although I feel like I can already lose right now. I got to give a shout out to Coach Says Jokes and Logan Lyle. This is a segment where we're going to say some dad jokes, try not to laugh, have a lot of fun with it. If we end up laughing, that's okay too. So I don't know who wants to go first. Are you Michael? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I saw this in the news just yesterday. There was this actress, and she just stabbed her husband. And I can't remember her name. Reese something.
Is it Witherspoon?
No. With a knife, dude. Yeah.
I'm out.
Crickets.
I already laughing.
Crickets. I shouldn't have told him before we did this. I should have left it up to surprise.
Okay, Andrew, what you got?
What did Tony Hawk say to the pair of Justins?
That's a new one and a custom one. To throw Justin in there?
That's a custom. That's a Pipkin custom. Let's hear it.
Are you going to skate or just going to boot scoot?
I'll just give him a round of applause for creativity there.
That was a custom one. Michael, how about you? What's next?
Why did the cowboy adopt a wiener dog?
Oh, I know this one. I'm not going to tell you.
He wanted to get along little doggy.
I'm out. I'm telling you, I'm out.
She even knew it and she laughed.
I did. I love weenie dogs. I have one. His name's Gus.
It's a good name. I have a dog named Gus as well.
Oh, instant.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew we were on the same brainwave.
Absolutely.
Hey, Andrew, what's next?
I was prepping for a customer meeting the other day and was wondering why I kept hearing music coming from my printer. Turns out my line sheets were jamming.
Ooh, that's good. That is really good.
These are custom ones. These are original. I don't think you're going to find these on ChatGPT or Google.
I figured I'd tailor it towards the
What's ChatGPT?
Sales stuff.
LOL. You really don't know?
I kind of know, but not really. So.
Okay.
Why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of pants?
I don't know.
In case he got a hole in one.
Okay, that one gets it too.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to jump in here because I feel like I can't let this opportunity go unmissed. Okay, what do you call a cow with no legs?
I can't say
know
because
it.
I know
you
it.
know it. Ground beef.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh, sorry,
Wrong
different
one.
button.
Yeah, here. There we go.
I should have said a mama cow.
Yeah, that's true.
I like how Pipkin described it.
Yeah, he said mama cow.
Mama cows.
Even better.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, what's you? Do you have another one?
Was it your turn or my turn?
I just said my last one, so.
Okay.
Wait, did you run out?
Just freestyle off the dome here.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Do you know how much Canadians love their Justins?
Enough to break the ice.
That's all they talk about.
A
Ooh,
boot.
a boot.
Oh, wrong one. I'm so
Wrong one.
sorry.
Yeah, no.
There you go.
Give him some credit. I like it.
I tried.
That was good. And
Yeah.
since you're on the boot theme, we'll do one more bonus
Oh,
because
I
I
like
can't help myself. The cheesiness. Okay, so guys, why did the cowboy take his boots off before going to bed?
I don't know.
Because he wanted to give his soul some time off. You guys get it. We talk about souls every day.
Yeah, we do.
That's
We do. That was
Hey,
good.
you guys have been troopers. I really appreciate you taking the time to be on the Kick Your Boots Up podcast, to have some fun with us, and to share your stories too. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have questions. So those of you that do, if you have questions about what it's like being a sales rep, what they get to do, anything about that, feel free to comment below. We read the comments. We take into consideration what you want to see. We're so excited for the next episode, so stay tuned. And thank you again for watching the Kick Your Boots Up podcast. Thanks for joining us on Kick Your Boots Up. I'm your host, Taylor McAdams, and we can't wait to share the next story of the West. Until then, feel free to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. Follow us on social media at Justin Boots to keep up with our next episode. And we'll see you the next time you kick your boots up.